What are we doing?
We are working on the second half of the gutless method here. We've got literally everything on that other side off. Front quarter, hind quarter, back strap, tenderloin, flank meat, and the brisket, that side of the brisket. So now I'm just coming down off this side and not doing it pretty. Bring that leg that way for me, would you? And I need to skin up. Oh, there we go, perfect.
Good there?
Yep, I just need to skin up the belly a little bit more. But
one thing important to note here is Monty and Chris were able to get this bull over here in a shade pocket, and it's a lot better conditions here in the shade. It's probably 80 degrees out, but it's amazing here in the shade. It's not too bad, is it, guys?
No, it's not. I mean, it is. We didn't pull him in here. This is where he ran and bedded. He only went 70, what, 70, 72?
76 yards.
76. Why do you keep saying 72?
7-yard shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he came right over here, bedded down, and that was it. But, I mean, you ain't kidding. The sun is moving across now, and it's just going to be better and better shade over the next hour and a half, 2 hours, which we should be done by that. And no, this is not the prettiest job. And basically, I know there's a couple different ways that people do it. There's some people that cut down the back and flay the hide forward towards the belly. I don't like that, only because you're going through such thick hide. If you start like I did, and you start at the belly or the flank, actually coming right down like this, the hide is a lot thinner, and it'll save your knife. You notice Jay has a Havilon, but if you just use a regular knife like this, if you don't cut hair and you stay out of the heavy hide, it'll let your knife last a lot longer. So obviously when you get up to the neck, you gotta get that mane off, and that's a big deal. But all right, I'm gonna come up right by you. I'm just gonna come right along this. Sorry, Jimmy. I'm just gonna come right along this.
So Monty's not mounting this, so you don't have to worry about the cape.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. That is absolutely right. If you were going to cape it, do your cape cuts. All right. Now, Jay just brought up a good point. This bull is not going to be mounted or anything, so we don't have to worry about the cape and keeping the cape. If you were, make your cape cuts first. And so come up, if that's what you're going to do, come up the inside here, right along this, come back. You can come up, if you're going to do a pedestal mount, just come back and give a lot more hide there, but just come back around, cut the circumference around it, go up the back, right up through the back there. Now, the other day, we were talking with another bull. Jay prefers not to cut up the back of the neck to the base of the skull. He likes to tube it, just so that there's no sew. You know, if the taxidermist has to sew it, there can be a seam and it can make the hair wrinkle. If that's a concern for you, do not cut up through there. Just tube the whole thing, and you can cut the head off, and I'll let Jay here at the end. We're going to have to deal with this head and the neck meat anyway. I'll let Jay talk about how he makes those cuts for that. But I don't. I usually I will cut right up to the base of the skull. So
if you can hang them, tube them. If you can't hang them, cut up the back of the spine.
There you go. That's a good point. We had that bull hanging, so that's a good point.
Yeah.
So just cut up the back there. Get your cape cuts done first, and then run with this stuff. But since we're not going to cape it, like I said before, if you go through the thin hide, it will help your blade last. And so here I could, well, and I will, on the other side, rather than going up through the middle of the belly like you would if you gutted him, this hide and this hair is really coarse, and it'll dull your knife. This hide and hair is very fine. And so I will come and I will cut right down through here, and I will just keep right on going across, and I will pick up right here on the inside of his elbow and then go right down. So in this case, since we've already done this other side, actually I could just cut this off and I'll show you. Basically, cut a line right across. You can see how thin that, look at that hide. Can you see that, Jay?
Yep.
It's not even 1/8 of an inch thick. So it doesn't dull your knife near as bad. All right, Jay, if you want, I'm gonna need to stand right where you are there real quick. So I'm just gonna take this front leg now, come up the inside of the knuckle.
Once you get the knife going, keep it going.
Yeah, try to. Just don't try not to come out like I just did. And again, that's all soft hide right through there. Boom. All right. Now we've got that partly done, but I'm going to go ahead and take this hide off the front leg a minute. That way I can flop all the hide right up and over. And I usually leave this foreleg on until I'm all done. It gives me something to hang on to and leverage onto. And
so Chris, you pull there and then you just follow your knife basically on that edge, right?
that is the idea. Now, there are some people that are more skilled at it. But yes, just you'll see where it kind of pulls apart. Like right here. Just that fine membrane.
Yeah. By lightly touching it, it just comes off.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, if this is where, and not to belabor it, but this is where if you can make a good shot on an animal and you can recover him quickly, the warmer the animal is, the easier that membrane peels and the quicker and easier your knife will cut. So, you know, everybody says, oh, you want to make a quick, humane, clean kill. Yeah, absolutely you do. You want to hold that up? Absolutely you do. For the animal itself, yes, but also it will make your life a lot easier, especially when you're buried in the middle of a juniper.
But at least we're not in the middle of the sun.
I would gladly be in the middle of a juniper, not out in that sun.
Now I noticed you go right there to the knee. Why?
Well, eventually we're gonna, we don't have a saw with us, so eventually when we get done here, we're gonna cut through this and we'll pop that knuckle and peel that off. But I go up around that so I don't have to cut through it with my knife. And I know there's some guys who just go and just power through it, but
save your knife as long as you can.
Jeez, yeah. If you sharpen your knife right, if you have a quality knife and you sharpen it right, you can literally quarter an entire elk with one knife easily. I mean, very efficiently. All right, I'm gonna peel this off just to get that out of the way. I mean, you take that leg back that way. And yeah, normally a lot of us are doing this by ourselves, but man, oh man, when you got people helping, oh, it makes it so much nicer. Watch that blood. All right. I think you let that go, Monty.
Jake on that.
Yep. Because now all I'm gonna do is take this and start bringing this back. That way we can get
Once you get that, you can almost just pull the whole hide over, can't you?
yeah, yep.
So that is the exit wound right there.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah,
Slight quartering angle.
Yep. Oops, sorry. Got a little bit of that. Now Jay's probably cringing because Jay used to work for a taxidermist, and Jay, when I watched Jay do it, I mean, it's just like this pure white, pristine hide.
Takes me longer.
I'm like, no. Get it off.
Well, you've got two things working. It's probably 79, 80 degrees. The quicker that you can get the hide off and get it cooling,
Yeah.
the better it is for the meat. So even if there's just a little bit of smidge of this right here, you're not missing.
Yeah, and
It's better to get it cooled as quickly as possible.
yeah.